Large positive food balance, that's good. No.
Rest time. Work is done for the day.
Why are people freezing? Alright, we're getting closer.
Bundle up. It's getting colder.
Come, lads. We must work harder.
Alright. Ready to just come back. Whoops, I forgot to turn that on. I always forget to turn that on. Force them to work.
Work day is up. Return your tools.
Get that going, get that going. Discontent to 0. This guy is continuously disposing of a corpse in the care house. Alright, let's just get all this stuff going, 'cause it's about to get real chilly here.
Brace yourselves. Cold is coming.
Good.
Order, people. Let's march to work.
Alright, now they're starting to freeze, so then we turn that on. Now we just ride it out.
Work day end. It's time for rest.
Alright, I got 3 more. Boom. Let's get you over that way.
Order, people. Let's march to work.
Alright, so we got that. Get those going to just kind of get to the next area. We believe that as we work together, we should live together. Now our families and lodged workers from your settlement and the homes. Now, however, some of your people ask if they will be able to move to their own quarters. This is an affront to our hospitality, but aside from that, we just don't have enough homes. We will build them. I'll talk to my people. Two months. Force them to work. Come on, guys, we just survived the end of the world here. I wonder if that'll fix him or if he's gonna just stay going like that. Let's dispose it, do this. See what happens to him. 'Cause I'm curious.
Work day is up. Return your tools.
Oh, I did it again. I forgot about him. Yeah. Definitely did not save time doing that. I gotta stop trying to do that, because that's every time I've screwed that up. Mace rock. Yeah, he's just bugged out. Alright, fine. Explore, ruined hut, barren hollows. Alright, come up here. Steam core seizing with the wild weather brought an unexpected effect. Airborne ice particles penetrated the lubrication systems of all steam cores. The efficiency of all steam core buildings and automatons will be reduced by 90%. Ooh, that's actually pretty severe.
Come, lads. We must work harder.
Okay, how do I want to do this? I guess it's... Explore. Buried dreadnought, cool. Take resources. Come over here. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna build you up here. I'm gonna build this here. They're all excited. We'll see what we can do. Composting pit, bunkhouses, warehouses, food aid, coal shipment. Great. Sawmill, crack in the ice. Explore. Snowbound dreadnought. Get over here because I think there's steam cores there. Oof. Yeah, this is bad.
Rest time. Work is done for the day.
Explore. Do it safely. Alright, good. That's another one down. Yes. Take the resources. Come down here. Come over here. Wood. Take resources. Cracked ice. Well, you know, that's still going at 50% efficiency, so I guess the question is which one's better? 50% efficiency or 100 and 54 efficiency. Force them to work. Get that going. Get that going. That's up to 37. That's fine. Just keep things going. Cracked dice, damaged snowcat. Good, because I think, well, actually, that might just be steel. I think I know these by now. Okay, good. There's another one down. Get you up here.
Work day is up. Return your tools.
Explore. Supply depot.
Bundle up. It's getting colder.
Come, lads. We must work harder.
Steel. Take resources. I guess we're having you come back. Supply depot, empty shelter. Explore Fisher's Rock. And they just keep making me go out farther and farther and farther.
Work day is up. Return your tools.
Explorer. Oh, damn, that's more people. I'd rather take that, I guess. Oh, and of course you're the one that's got the steam cores. Can I get you over here? It's 22 hours. Boy, that's gonna be pretty close.
Bundle up. It's getting colder.
Yeah, let's pull you back. I don't think I can do it. do it. I can stay with you. I want you to be loyal. It's possible.
Workday end. It's time for rest.
Yes. Good. Perfect. It's a day. Oh shit. That's gonna be close. Disband. Getting these right on the edge of acceptable here.
Wrap up well. The frost is here.
Order, people. Let's march to work.
Alright, well, let's put you there, I guess. I was thinking my sick were gonna stack up more than this, but
Workday end. It's time for rest.
come on, get back. Get back. You're gonna make it. Close. Alright, so we got one more of those things left and then we'll be done. I'll try to get these things to be loyal to us, but I don't know if it's even possible on this. Yeah, these hazards are a pain in the ass. Definitely an interesting mechanic for the gameplay, though.
No time to waste. We've got work to do.
Let these guys deliver the food. And again, I forget to put that on, which means people get sick.
Work day is up. Return your tools.
Yeah, I done goofed that up.
Brace yourselves. Cold is coming.
No time to waste. We've got work to do. Work day is up. Return your tools.
Two months worth of, a month worth of food. Over here. Get you here. Get you here.
Come, lads. We must work harder.
Get the rest of that. Got some children back, so I better get them back in the hot houses. Take a look at these. So get that going, get that going, get that going. Yes, I'll talk to my people. Some of you ran about disrespectful towards us and we don't want to work with us. We understand the concerns. But we hope we had learned to manage to build an honest community. Do we have your trust? Yes, I'll talk to my people.
Rest time.
Regulations, favor. I need to stop sniping all those steam cores. Explore, carry on. Let's go abandon wreck. Explore, low hill. Just another location. resources, stone ship. Furnaces. All steelworks will be 70% less efficient. Well, that would have been catastrophic had steel actually caused me any issues.
No time to
Hello,
waste.
Bill.
We've got work to do.
Under the snow around the tree lies 3 bodies, a woman and 2 children. We refuse to speculate what happened here. We'll bury them all and cut down this damn tree. Probably a suicide. Take resources. Empty snow hut. See what we can do. Send emergency aid. Explore. Carry on. Desolate Valley. Glad to hear that. Send us workers. Communicate. Help us send us workers. Communicate. Can you help us send us engineers? Explore. Take resources. Stone obelisk.
Work day is up. Return your tools.
Explore. Large crater, empty shelter. I think large crater has people, don't they? Explore. Upright sled, rocky slope. Explore. Mountainside cave, buried hamlet. Let's go to the mountainside cave and we'll backtrack.
No time to waste. We've got work to do.
Explore, take resources, icy tomb. This lab was the last one in the column. All the others fell into the fissure. Radio station. Survivors. Let's go back to the city. Helping hands. Helping hands. I need engineers. Oh man, I need 10 more.
Rest time. Work is done for the day.
You guys are chewing through all my people. Explore. Take resource. Buried dreadnought. Perfect. That should be the last one. Get up there. Radio station. Take resources. Buried hamlet. I think that'll get us more people.
Wrap up well. The frost is here.
Come, lads. We must work harder.
Full shipments. Warehouses. Helping hands. Down to the abandoned camp. Explore. Escort the survivors to the city.
Work day is up. Return your tools.
Explore. Do it safely. Boom. That should be the last one. Get these guys back. Explore. Take resources. Just come back. Well, no, actually. You still got a couple of days. Okay.
Brace yourselves. Cold is coming.
Storm on the horizon. I am
Come,
aware.
lads. We must work harder.
Yeah, everything's too far away. Let's save them together. Circle stones, damage snowcat. Damn it. Fortunately, I gotta get you just to come back.
The frost is here.
No time to waste. We've got work to do.
Negative 130. Alright. Master Archivist, we got them all. Let's get you out of there. The archives are full. We recently found a relic. The recently found relic is safely deposited in the last free place of the archives. This is a momentous occasion in our city, and we've managed to save a significant part of our history from destruction. If we ever find some ancient and some artifact of a comparable importance, which is unlikely, we'll have to find a new place for it. But now, our task is complete. Alright, let's take a look here. Painted toy horse. Object from the British Museum collection of Roman artifacts around 2,000 years ago, found along the effects of one of the deceased passengers along with his journal. Robert's horsey. The ship was going down. We were about to board the lifeboats when I noticed that Robert had disappeared. You can imagine my thoughts. I rushed back into our cabin, wading in the ice-cold water to my knees. He wasn't there. Desperation seized me, but then I heard the patter of his feet above. He emerged from the tangle of smashed crates. I caught him in my arms and we ran. We barely made it. As we cast off, I noticed that Roberts clutched something tightly in his hands. I didn't want him to drown, he said. He can't swim, see, because he's a horsey, but with wheels. So here it is, the story of how this part of the collection was saved, how the rest now lies at the bottom. I pray that the crates which were crushed by the ice hold until we can retrieve them. Sir Edward's crown, the most important of the crown jewels. This 17th century crown was used in the coronations of England and British monarchs, starting with Charles II. It was found in the steel safe with a note from presumably the last master of the jewel office. The last of the Queen's jewels. James, I have already used my connections to secure the other jewels, but you are the only man I know I can trust with this. Now almost every single piece of the Queen's most prized collection has been auctioned away to fund the expedition. The executor is starting to mention the unthinkable. The crown jewels must not be sold. If I had to steal them in order to save them, so be it. Steam core model. A model of the steam core prototype, which was picked from the sea by a corvette searching for Professor Hawkins. A report of the commanding officers attached. The tragic loss of the Dragonfly. The chest with the model was waterproof and remained afloat, but the safe containing the blueprints and other documentation presumably sank with the rest of the wreckage at the depth of at least 1,000 fathoms. The cause of the accident is at present unknown, but as it's exceedingly unlikely that anyone will ever reach this report, I will allow myself the liberty to speculate that this was either a mechanical failure or pilot error. Contributing factors include weather, inadequate crew training, and the experimental nature of the aeroplane. It was sheer folly that part of Mr. Hawkins to attempt the crossing in a largely untested machine, and utter criminal madness to let him board it. Cookhouse ancestor comments on a rejected kitchen design from a letter written by the master planner Henry Collins to his wife. It was found among other effects of Miss Collins in her cabin. Truth be told, I don't envy anyone who would have to work there. The design was supposed to be easy to build with rudimentary tools and materials while being as comfortable as possible, but Momford's team focused entirely on the former criterion, neglecting the latter. The result is an abject failure, a cramped hovel where the diners would get frostbitten while the cooks would get burnt, turning meals into a particularly cruel torture. I intend to insist on a redesign that meets all of our requirements, but I fear that even a proper kitchen there but I fear that even in a proper kitchen there will soon be no ingredients nor time to make proper meals, not when hundreds have fed every single day. And concerning spices, they're frowned upon as a waste of precious space on dreadnoughts. It is estimated that the average consumption of salt alone exceeds 10 pounds per capita per annum. That means that in less than a year it will be gone. On Bunkhouses, a fragment of the Royal Society member's diary where she is reminiscing on her work of the Arctic Housing Committee, reviewing designs of modern and efficient Arctic housing. The home is where the heat is. Snow huts were deemed beneath the dignity of the English people, and they were also impractical, as they tended to melt in livable temperatures. The chair was pushing his London house, designed to remind people of the streets of our capital, but I knew that they wouldn't have the means to build this kind of housing Sir Edmund considered adequate. A much more practical, if ugly, sheet metal designed by Jenkins also brought London to mind, just its less fancy districts. I added more insulation and dropped the triple bunks at the advice of Admiral McClintock, whose people built snow huts to escape the confines of their ship during the wintering in the Arctic. Then I forged Sir Edmund's signature, and the bunkhouse was born. Chemical plant sketch. A page from the blueprints for a chemical plant that was rejected by the Industry Committee. It contains comments from at least 2 different people involved in the decision process. Forbidden fruit. It deeply saddens me to say that while the design is elegant and highly practical, I cannot recommend implementing it. Hard liquor is the least dangerous among the variety of substances an unscrupulous leader could use to keep the people in check, and this plant is capable of turning out many drugs and stimulants as well. It is our duty to weigh the benefits of the colony of various chemicals that can be produced in this plant against the mortal danger some of them pose, not just to the well-being of the populace but also their mortal souls. A comment in another hand removed from official circulation do not destroy transfer proposals under consideration. Tools of a surgeon. A set of surgeon's tools that belonged to Sir Thomas Waters, a physician of one of the first Frostland expedition, with a page of his permanent notebook. Tools of a surgeon. My everyday tools. As a field surgeon, I saw my fair share of horrors that required amputations, but nothing could have prepared me for the dreadful reality of living in this hell of Norse mythology. Merely trying to survive in such temperatures is like being on a battlefield. Frostbite is as common as a bullet wound, and likewise as dangerous. It's also not surprising that the tools we received in London could have come straight from my field chest. With the emphasis on speed and brutal efficiency for anesthesia, I got a small bottle of ether and a wooden gag. God have mercy on us. Practical prosthesis. The first working prototype of the modern arm prostheses, which with notes on the design by the inventors Eleanor Owens, MRCS, and Francis Baker, FRS. A function from above form. We are greatly indebted to the late Henry Heather Big, particularly for his seminal book on the artificial limbs, their construction, and the application published by the Royal College of Surgeons in England. Building upon his work, we were able to restore to the patient most of the lost functionality, including not only the action of the elbow joint, but also the wrist in several motions of pronation, supination, and rotation. The appearance, as can be seen in the drawing above, was deemed secondary. The motion of the artificial limb is assured by small motors, which use the motive power of the lamp device, or when the lamp is removed, the internal springs, which can be wound by locking the elbow joint and bending it repeatedly, for example, leaning on it. Resignation letter. A handwritten letter of resignation found crumpled into a ball. Sir, I am hereby tendering my resignation from the position of the administrator of Third Colony. Thank you very much for the opportunity you have given me to acquaint myself with the operation of the settlement. Thanks to your inventive scheduling of the deliveries, the usual questions an administrator faces most days weren't troubling me too long. For example, the answer to, "What will my people eat tomorrow?" was often simply nothing. And the reply to, "How long are we going to stay warm?" was, or "How are we going to stay warm?" was, "By huddling together." I would not presume to know your intentions for cutting our supplies, nor would I second guess your decision. You must certainly have your reasons. Nonetheless, I believe I can no longer in good conscience lead our people when I am not able to answer their questions as to the outlook of the colony to their satisfaction. I remain your humble and obedient servant, Frederick Stockton. The Case of an Empty Village. A page of the journal from Lieutenant R. Phillips, who was lost with his entire scouting party, leading a survey from the dreadnought HM, or I guess that's Her Majesty's Resolution. Abandoned fishing village. The gale hit when we were in the open. It was the strangest blizzard I'd ever experienced, although I cannot say what made me feel that way. If it was the eerie wailing of the wind, or the monstrous dark shapes formed by the billowing snow. When we finally got to the village longing for the warm welcome, we found only ice and silence. The disappointment was all the more hard to bear since we remembered the fishermen living there so well. They were cheerful, if somewhat coarse folk, hardened by the cold and work at sea, a close-knit community but friendly to outsiders nonetheless. We looked for clues to their disappearance but found none. Apparently the whole village has moved, taking everything they could with them, and to our astonishment locking the doors. They were good people. I hope they will come back someday. The First Flying Hunter. A fragment of Mr. Aramus's Quain's diary describing his experience as a member of a hunting party. Most of the pages were damaged and unreadable. The peculiarities of hunting in Frostland. The first thing we learned was that the barrels of rifles carried in the usual way became jammed with fine, windborne powder. The second is that when carried muzzle down, the rifles get stuck in the snow whenever we stumbled or stick to our knees. Thereafter, an old sock put the business end of the barrel was the preferred solution, although when the picture above was being taken, I removed the sock to preserve my image as a fearless explorer. We soon discovered that hunting in Frostland is an activity very unlike our favorite pastime back in England. Although the game is not skittish, it is so scarce that to bag anything at all, one has to search for hours upon hours, wading knee-deep in the snow. This drove us to attempt a first and last so far airborne assisted hunt in Frostland. I volunteered, being the adventurous sort. Rumors about the existence of a bed are entirely fanciful. We fashioned a string of sturdy kites, and soon I found myself dangling from it like a hare in an eagle's talons, staring at the faces of my friends looking up at me, the poorly concealed concern rapidly rising in direct proportion to my altitude. Whipping around in the icy wind, I tried to look for prey, while at the same time not looking down, a feat which I found quite impossible. Upon my happy return to terra firma, I let my friends know in no uncertain terms that while the idea has promise, we are going to need a more stable platform for it to work, and also another volunteer who both can be secured. Until both can be secured, we'll have to rely on more lowly traps and less on our rifles. Secret mission. On a secret mission, the assignment order of Lieutenant Edward Billings, RN, posted as Royal Navy, maybe? Posted as military liaison officer to the Arctic Observatory for the Royal Astronomical Society. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of these things. Unthinkable theory. The main objective is establishing and following a set of robust security procedures and enlisting, as needed, the help of the technical staff to protect the scientific members of the expedition from dangers posed by the ferocious Arctic fauna in the winter. The following part of your mission is considered the secret stage. Report all mentions of anthropologic sulfur aerosols or the term saffron cloud, while doing your best to refute any and all rumors concerning them. Our operatives have failed to uncover any conclusive evidence of the mere existence, much less use of the alleged doomsday weapon. You must not allow such unfounded theories to distract the scientists from finding out the real reason behind the recent cooling. Inspiring vision. The journey of Frederick Stanhope Morton, a 26-year-old engineer employed in the construction of an early generator. While he believed it to be the very first one, he was most likely misled. A utopia for our times. I cannot stop thinking how obscenely wasteful this whole endeavor is, to put such an astonishing amount of materials and so many months of hard work into building this marvel here, where nobody but a handful of selected scientists, financiers, and assorted nobles can see it. Words fail me. Supposedly they don't want to get the people's hopes up in case the whole project ends up in a fiasco. But I can't see how such a simple and elegant mechanism could fail. The generator is the key to our future. Once the concept is proven, we can provide everyone with shelter and basic sustenance using its vast resources of the Empire. We only need time. First folio. This book was published in 1623 and contains 36 plays of William Shakespeare. It was enclosed in an armored case filled with a neutral gas. A note was found within it. To the finder of this treasure, thus sometimes hath the brightest day a cloud, and after summer evermore succeeds. Barren winter with his wrathful nipping cold, so cares and joys abound as seasons fleet. Remember not all is lost. The spring will come, have hope and endure. With this I leave you and wish you courage. Henry Weatherby Bookworm. If I must die, I will encounter darkness as a bride and hug it in mine arms. The lamp. A fragment of the patent description of the lamp attached to a service manual. It was found inside a fireproof locker in a Dreadnought's library. Life-saving equipment. Of the biggest concern is the ability to manufacture a device described in this patent in large numbers, while meeting a very strict timeline, and most important, to continue manufacturing on-site where proper workshop tools and supplies might not be readily available. The device affords the user a source of light and heat, and also means to sound a distress signal. As such, it is considered vital for survival. Its malfunction in the typical operating condition is essentially a death sentence. Therefore, it is necessary to provide maintenance training to every engineer assigned to the expedition and to equip every dreadnought with a set of blueprints and operation manuals. Rejected automaton designs. a page from an engineer's notebook detailing the opinions of automaton designs proposed by Sir Thomas Merton of Netherwallop in Test Valley. Engineers lament. If I had a penny for every letter we got from well-wishers convinced that the machine built to their specifications could face the great winter, I'd be a rich man. I'm all for people trying things out of their domain, but you need to feel for feel for this, or at least a bit of common sense. One look at these abominations is enough to tell that they'd topple before they took their first step. With a center of gravity this high, 2 legs won't do. And what are they supposed to do? Grab with these hands? Perhaps a shovel to dig themselves out of the snow? They'd be constantly getting sucked in. Alright, so there's all the archives. No shipments to send. So, I think this is pretty much going to cause this campaign to come to a close. I'll put some guys over in here. Guess we'll put the engineers in there. We'll run out this last storm. I don't think I really need to max out these things here, because that's just going to kind of be unnecessary. So the big thing is getting to the main resources, building some bridges, getting scout teams going, because every time it'll refresh your scout teams. Be very, very careful that you don't end up
Work day is up. Return your tools.
Losing due to some of those hazards. That's pretty catastrophic. If you're not careful. I don't know if by putting this here, if that just continues that, or if it's just an animation. Even if they go a long distance, you still get the same amount of resources. I'm not sure about that situation. I haven't tested it.
Bundle up. It's getting colder.
Just get that going. A little annoyed that the hothouses can't stay alive after all the upgrades during the winter time. I mean, I guess I get it, that if they did, there would really be no urgency or fear
No time to waste. We've got work to do.
that more stuff is gonna happen, but just feels like a hothouse should have more people in it, be able to run in the winter time. I guess this truly is endless, and there's no true end to this campaign. I was kind of hoping we were going to unlock something like, oh, you know, come over here and go through the settlement here now that you've figured it out, or, you know, maybe that the settlement stuff here would change a little bit, but seems like it's pretty much the same. So we'll just turn that on, I guess. But we've unlocked all the technology. There's not really anything left to build. These are just cosmetics, I guess. Maybe I'll build one. Just to verify. Oh shit. I just killed somebody. I'm sorry. I thought you were attached. Dangers of disease. What do you mean the heat zones reach that? How has the heat zone possibly reached this? Oh, 100 is full, so now I've got max prosthetics too.
Wrap up well. The frost is here.
Back to normal.
Order, people. Let's march to work.
Oh, I'm starting to freeze. Get up here. We've again maxed out all of our coal.
Rest time. Work is done for the day.
Yeah, getting that overdrive is real important. Getting the automatons. With the infirmaries fully upgraded, you can just crush it as long as you get the heat going. And once you get the houses, I don't really like the settlements very much. I think that's kind of a boring design. It was fine on the actual campaign because you really needed it to get things going, but in terms of using that on these endless campaigns, kinda dull. So I'll send these guys out. Try to build one of these things just to make sure it doesn't do anything. I'm pretty sure it's just for cosmetics.
Order, people. Let's march to work.
These things all need steam cores. Need 30 and 5. 2, 3. Take those guys out. Get you there. Yeah, can't do anything else. We'll foster them for now. Alright, and guess we'll build a couple of these just to keep things going. And what else was there to build for random stuff? Decorative light. I think that's just cosmetics. Large square. Medium square. Do that. It's gonna blow. Send in a child to fix it. Oops. Oh, it actually requires heating. Yeah, so it's just for cosmetics, it doesn't do anything. So this is if you wanted to build a big city, is what this effectively is. Yeah, because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't raise happiness or... Yeah, see, this stuff doesn't do anything. It's just all cosmetic. Alright, well, I think that's gonna put this campaign to a close here. I don't think we'll do the settlement development in our next playthroughs here. We'll see what the different things are, but definitely rough in the beginning, and then it just becomes maxing it out. So, hope you enjoyed this playthrough. If you did, please give my channel a like and subscribe to encourage me to post more content for you.